So here we go. We got the Kaya versus the Sidra matchup here for game number 1 of this best of 5.
Now coming in this one, first weapon is going to go to Cutie. Of course, it is his weapon of choice, that spear. But we know his bow is very solid. Like we saw all those juggling nairs that happened on knees earlier to knock him out towards the end of the game. The bow is solid, but absolutely, like you said, he definitely is a spear player.
All right, sidelight comes through. I love Cutie's dash forward, dash back punish after a sidelight when a player likes to dodge through. Key-light side air, chase dodges all the way up so you can edge guard Vecinaa here, but Vecinaa makes it back. Is Vecinaa gonna use the anchor to bounce back? No, the down tick comes through, just pushes him right back off stage. Cutie with the edge guards here. Phenomenal downlight, double downlight, side air. And I don't even think the dodge was gone. That was just a
I was gonna say I don't think it was either. The fact that he was able to dodge that quickly after, I don't think it was. Huge first lead for Cutie. Vecinaa's going to need a little bit of a wake-up call. I mean, we saw him do it earlier against, I mean, he had the wake-up call earlier against Fredberger, but it's going to take, I think, a lot more adaptation to deal with what Cutie's got on deck for him.
Vecinaa's showing me that he has the ability to adapt after one game, right? He takes all the information in and goes, all right, this is how I now want to play against the player that I'm fighting against. And so far, Cutie has just been throwing out attacks, and they've been landing because Vecinaa just can't dodge them. Weapon throw forward, the pickup just gets punished by that neutral air there, and Cutie waits for that side air landing there. Silent neutral sig recovery. Cutie just destroying Vecinaa here in game number 1.
It's so many whiff punishes. Vecinaa will go in with a move, whiff it, and then get hit by 1 or 2. Sometimes even that second hit being a signature. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like we're getting a little bit of shades of Fred. I didn't expect to see that many coming out, but they're working so far for Cutie.
It's just that Vecinaa's not dodging. Yep. And that's what's crazy to me, right? These sidelight neutral signatures, falling Sair into neutral signature as well. Cutie putting out that gravity cancel D-light, was trying to follow up with the recovery right afterwards. I could see this landing being covered by recovery here. Vecinaa goes for it. Side sig reading a dash back, doesn't get it. And Vecinaa does get a D-light recovery, but still, this is one hit away from being a 2-to-1 stock lead.
Vecinaa, you see him going again. Throws out a move, gets instantly whiffed punished. That seems like Cutie's game plan so far, because Vecinaa is like not afraid to throw out moves. So Cutie's just thinking, yeah, I'm gonna let you keep doing this. I'm gonna let you play a little bit reckless. I'm gonna overspace this.
Sorry, Spark, but that was the first time the cannonball from the ledge hit. It just hit. like I can't believe that didn't like. Okay, fine. It's not significant to you, I guess.
No, yeah, it's really. I want you to.
I've never seen Sidra cannonball from the ledge hit a person.
Really?
Playing the game. Period. Yeah. I was just kind of like, wow.
I know you're lying. You just forgot.
I mean, I might have forgotten.
Back from the days when like Dobrain and Starlight were playing like literally neutral signature the game.
Okay, I'm talking about Sidra specifically.
Yeah, they were playing Sidra neutral signature cannonball the game.
I definitely just forgot. Like my memory goes back as far as like Ninja 729.
Okay.
Oh, look at that comeback coming out from Vecinaa. The adaptation might not have to wait for next game, Sparky. It's happening now. It's even up 1-to-1, all off the back of that cannon, that sword neutral signature. And now with the cannon coming through here, Cutie's having trouble getting any momentum back into his favor.
Yeah, now he's starting to throw out more attacks rather than just waiting on the whiff punish.
It was a cannonball. It had to have been. The second the cannonball hit, I mean, Vecinaa's just been running away with it. Side sidelight, downlight, sidelight, recovery. Vecinaa carrying Cutie all the way off to the right side of the stage and doing a ton of damage while doing it. Ground pound covers that new weapon, and Cutie goes over to the spear. And I think that's what he wants to be able to bring this back. Second hit of the sidelight hits, but he wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, he saw that first swing of it miss, and I think he was like, yeah, it's not going to end up hitting. I'm not going to try to commit into anything immediately after.
Oh, and the dodge is gone, using it to get that cannonball out. Downlight Nair, not going to knock out just yet. Falling down air, gets the sider back on the stage and Pogo's off of him. Falling Sair, Cutie disarms Vecinaa from that cannon, and a great opportunity to catch landings here, but the weapon spawn's perfect, and he goes to the neutral signature, and he catches him in place, and what a comeback from Vecinaa there, where we were getting ready to write that off. It was almost 3 stocks to 1, and Cutie just gets downloaded, really. Vecinaa's showing this ability to make it look like he has no idea what to do in the match at the very beginning, but really he's just taking that information in, and he didn't even need a full game to be able to adapt to the way that Cutie was playing in that matchup to be able to get that knockout. That was 2 sword neutral sig knockouts, and look at this on the dodge back. Catches him with the tentacle, and then sends him right back off the side of the stage.
I think this is Vecinaa like actually really getting warmed up now, because he went from playing against someone like Fredberger. What are you pointing at? What are you pointing at?
Cutie lost his first stock in the middle of the game, halfway through the game, and lost that game. I mean, that was incredible. I've never seen something quite like that, and it looks like we got to the wrong stage here, so Cutie's going to be resetting before they go into game number 2.
So yeah, it seems like we're getting Vecinaa like actually fully warmed up now, because like you said against Fredberger, that's not necessarily the same like warm-up game like you're going to get against Cutie, because everyone else that you're going to play is not going to play like Fredberger or at the level of Fred or at the level of Cutie.
So far, Fred's actually doing better against Vasina than
that is technically true. Set's not over yet.
Yes, that's not over yet.
Set's not over.
And I do think that Cutie's going to be adapting pretty well to this, but Vasina's been rather stoic during all of this. Like just looking at how well he's been able to take the punches that his opponents are giving him and then adapt to it and then never let go. And that's what I'm worried about with this matchup with Cutie, is because Cutie, I haven't quite seen that level of game plan adaptation that Vasina has proven to me. And the more that I watch Vasina, the more I'm like, okay, I think Vasina's going to make a really incredible run here in the elimination bracket if he keeps this up. Because as the players are getting better, Vasina's playing just as calm and collected as he was before.
And I mean, if game one was any indication, even more dominant than he was playing before. So yeah, incredible adaptation very early on for Vasina. And this is from a player who, one, didn't play in Spring Championship 1v1s, and two, at the Winter Championship, didn't even top 8 in his region. So the fact that he's coming out this strong so far in this top 32 elimination qualifier match, this bodes well for the Vasina heads out there.
Yeah, Vasina was charged in that neutral stick there. You saw him summoning the tentacle there on the Kraken, but
do it again?
Didn't finish it. Use the neutral signature. I mean, what do you do? What do you do, Sparky? Oh, you go for
you just stay away.
That's what you do. He waited for the cannonball to come out, jumps all the way around, goes in for the that second spear down air, and Vasina just didn't have the jumps to make it back. Oh, is that haymaker going to do it? Kaya defense coming in strong there. And that almost reached. Vasina oddly good with the other neutral stick.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm used to saying for Sidra players.
That's very rare for a Sidra player.
Yeah.
Ninja ain't going for things like that, and if he does, he's not hitting it as often as Vasina is.
Downlights are coming through here. Dash forward, Silent comes through, no recovery off of the jump read. I feel like a downlight recovery would have been fine there. And Cutie starting to run away with the damage lead here, similar to game number 1 and how it happens.
Starting to see some really good adaptation coming out from Cutie. Has a solid lead here, still very much in the red on that first stock, but he's getting Vasina really close to the orange. He's going to turn around and hit you with a side air on that. No worries whatsoever. That weapon toss helped keep him safe until he goes into the bow ground pound. The down air is going to finish this one up. Now all of a sudden we have a 2-stock lead for Cutie here, looking very solid in this game. But the comeback potential from Vasina, that's what the C in Vasina stands for, is comeback potential.
Well, I love how Cutie was just standing there, literally like rubbing his shoulder to get some recovery and come back. But yeah, I love that down air from Cutie. It was because I think a lot of players there are waiting for the gravity cancel downlight and the ground pound, and Cutie just is like, okay, I'm not going to even wait for you to go for those jumps. I'm going to take your stock out right there and then.
Start something big.
Double anchor. If that hit towards the beginning, that will carry you into the spike too. That would have been huge. Vasina going for that comeback potential there. And we saw what happened in game 1 with the cannon. Once that was picked up and he got the landing downlights and down airs going, he carries that into a side light like so. Okay, I thought that was going to be it, but no. Doesn't get the dare follow-up. Cutie actually escaping these cannon strings.
Inlight coming out, but he doesn't get the down air follow-up. The strings are just really not happening here. We saw one almost make a KO over on the right side, but ever since then, Vasina has really not been able to find them. It's been like one hit here and there, which, I mean, if they were even, it wouldn't be that bad, but they're not even right now. Cutie is a full stock lead over Vasina, just controlling the ground. You see him using a lot of anti-airs with the neutral light, with the neutral signature as well on this bow.
Another recovery, not enough. Cutie drifting back to the stage. Will Cutie go for the weapon there or just go for some extra credit on the damage? He's got a very good lead right now. Goes over the spear, so that means that bow's going to be primed. Now that that anchor connects, Vasina brings it to an even stock game. But it is not an even game. He has got to go untouched here. He's already going for those slide charge pivot neutral sigs to get the cannon blast out there. Pressure Cutie a little bit, and now he's starving him of weapons.
Yeah, now we're seeing that weapon stalling coming in with this juggling. That is going to delay the weapon spawn indefinitely.
And Vasina realized it. Cutie literally could not approach for 4 minutes and 40 seconds and still win the game because of the damage lead there. So he's got to be really careful.
No, he's going to sudden death.
Oh, true. Well, okay, yeah. Anyways, it was still a situation where it's like, I don't really have to go into that because of how close you are to high damage.
Yeah, nobody was technically required to do anything. If there was a stock lead, you could literally wait for the time to hit 0, and if you have a stock lead, you 100% will win that game. But he could have truly just waited there. It would have gone to sudden death. They all of a sudden would have been the same health, and that would have taken a lot of patience, though.
Well, anyways, going into this, Vasina with that weapon throw downwards, trying to hit with these side airs, and Cutie holding on to that bow. He's getting hit with that silent. Vasina's bringing this back. I mean, Vasina's gone without being touched this entire time. Even at that weapon starve, neutral A. Okay, the neutral will do it. And we saw Cutie actually succeeding with that against Knees in the best of 5 a little bit earlier, right, where he actually will damage his opponents far enough to where a bow neutral air attack will take them off the top of the stage.
Didn't need to do that long string of juggle after juggle after juggle. It was just that final one. The damage was too much. Nice down air there. That was a beautiful edge guard coming out from Cutie after picking up that bow ground pound in the extended edge guard on the right side. I was a little bit worried that that was going to bounce off the main stage, but even at that damage, that D-Sig probably would have KO'd even with the bounce off the stage. But we are tied 1-1 in this set. And look at that. Vecinaa lost both of his first 2 stocks before Cutie lost a single one. If he goes more even in that damage pacing, I think this is Vecinaa's game.
Yeah. These are Signature matches are my favorite ones to occasionally see. Oh, he's sweating. Okay, he makes it bad. My favorite ones to see the signature accuracy, but we don't actually need to see that there. It's just one of those cases where yes, he is cannonballing a ton.
Yeah, it's one of those where like, oh, you look at 15% signature accuracy and like 10 of them thrown out, and okay,
double pogo to get the recovery
another
again. Gets the side air, goes to the gravity cancel down. I like that idea a lot, but Vecinaa doesn't drift into it. Good edge guard attempt by Cutie. Got a ton of damage for it.
They are very even, though, about 32 seconds into this game. Gets the double D-Light into the recovery.
Doesn't take him off the top just yet, but another recovery, and Cutie's so good with these landing
coverages. Here comes another one. Oh, he didn't go for another one for the D-Light.
The downlight's still pretty good anti-air, and the side sig just catches him standing in place. So you see Vasina literally scratching his chin after that one, being like, okay, all right, Cutie hasn't done that yet. I gotta get ready for that. Cutie being a lot harder to adapt to than originally thought, which makes that game 1 from Vasina even more incredible to me.
Game 1 was also a lot of signatures coming out from Cutie, and then all of a sudden that is very much slowed down. There weren't too many of them in the second game. There's only been really that one so far from Cutie in this game. This spear string is adding up so much damage. It's 50 plus on him. Is he going to be able to pick it up?
No, yeah, the cannon was a little too scary there for Cutie to want to go in. Dodges right under the cannonball, loses a bait for that neutral light, and now Vasina putting those cannonballs out on stage.
Oh,
Cutie showing that he's got the spacing around the cannon splash. Still reeling for what happened at Spring Championship. and when I see that, but nicely done by Vasina with the dare. Gets that stock, took a ton of damage for it though. Cutie playing really well around Vasina's cannon in general.
Yeah, Cutie's in a very solid spot here. Weapon pickup is going to be the spear. The juggling coming out from Vasina this time. Not too much damage put out. Hits the down air. He's going very vertical. Down airs, neutral airs, down air, neutral airs, ground pound.
Oh, the dare hits. One more pogo here could be huge. There it is. Waits for the stare back to the stage. And that's something that I think Cutie's playing around really well that you should always think about when playing against cannon players, gauntlet players, lance players.
Lance players, yep.
They're going to stare to the ledge to save their jumps. You can wait till they get to the ledge to get that down air. It's not like they magically get out of end lag when they touch the wall. They still have to finish the move. Vasina gets a downlight down air, tries to go for a dodge in place read with that neutral signature, but Cutie continues to run with the lead. All right, cannonballs are starting to hit, and Vasina's just letting them fly on center stage.
And I love that after that cannonball he just threw out, you saw Cutie immediately go into the air. The active frames of the cannonball were done, and he was worried about Vasina coming in with a neutral light, with a downlight, so he jumped in the air to get above that.
Cutie gets dared, voids the weapon throw, dodges through, gets the side air, and Vasina might be down here to a ground pound. Cutie's so fantastic at these. Goes for the weapon throw, doesn't quite get the angle that we were talking about in previous games. Stuck in recovery effects. Goes all the way back, side light, goes for the down stick, Vasina jumps above it. Doesn't stop him from getting the weapon either in that cannon. Okay, the anchor comes
I thought he was going to go for a side air there. The easier move to hit. That would have bounced off the stage and likely gone to the KO. There's the down air. I think we saw 2 signatures coming out from Cutie that game. Yeah. 1 hit, 1 miss. We'll have to see in the stats on the end screen, but that was very much in Cutie's favor.
Yeah, Vasina really betting a lot off stage there towards the end. I think he had to. He was so far behind. He was like, okay, I need to get the stock now with the ground pound. 438 damage coming out from Cutie on the spear. We talked about it. We designate Cutie as a spear main, right? The Kaya just got the signatures that he really likes to use. But when he's on the bow, we seem to have great success with those neutral signature reads as well. So really just all around playing very well in the Kaya, and has now brought Vasina the match point for this qualifier match for top 32 elimination side. Loser of this gets 33rd here at Dreamhack San Diego.
And that is a brutal stop for either of these players. It doesn't matter. Neither of these players, based on the skill that they have, are going to be happy with a 33rd placement. Yeah. And for a player like Vasina, that means, again, his Dreamhack San Diego run is completely done in 1s and 2s.
So here we go. Let's see what plays out here. Vasina switching over to the Caspian. Okay, so interesting pick coming out from Vasina here. Completely off of both weapons that he's been playing with. And Caspian's kind of a, for lack of better words, a cheesy character when it comes to being why people like to pick him.
The way that people play it.
And it's because you have that 8 force and the side sig on both weapons. Knocks out so early, no matter what stage that you're on, that you can catch high defense legends off guard. Like at this point, I'm like, is Cutie damaged enough where Cxti might take him down? It could be. We've seen the neutral stick and the down stick come through so far, but Cutie seems to be unfazed by this counter pick from Vasina after getting off of the Sidra here in game number 4.
I mean, the biggest thing I'm worried about if I'm Vasina right now is he has guitars, he has gauntlets. Both weapons are somewhat similar, very low range, low damage per move.
You absolutely pick it for the signal.
Yeah, so like, is he going to get boxed out by the bow that has a lot of range or the spear that also has a lot of range? Like, either weapon, Cutie shows that he's strong with. Both weapons also have a major range advantage on basically every single move that guitars have and that gauntlets have. And if he can't get in, there's not going to be very much he can do.
He's been getting in pretty well, but he hasn't shown me that outside of like the side stick that he's going to be able to knock out on either one of these weapons. We just had a situation where Cutie got like his 4th bow neutral air kill during this entire run here at Dreamhack, so he's been fantastic when getting enough damage for that. And now the recoveries are coming out of the anti-airs, and Vasina actually wakes up with that recovery on guitars, takes him off the top, evens it up 2-2.
Now he's going to have the weapon advantage here. Cutie's going to be looking for it. He's moving over to the right, but he actually dodged away from it. Didn't want to telegraph it too hard because Vasina's just going to sit around it and play. Bow comes in for Cutie off of that weapon pickup. He's looking for those juggling nairs, kind of like he'd be looking for a spear nair as well. Those landing side airs as he touches the ground. Back-to-back side lights, misses the dare.
Down sig comes through, doesn't quite get the edge guard there. Using the down sig in a way that he might like to use the Sidra Cannonball. Neutral light and a recovery. Double recovery means that he's low on jumps, one downer hits, but the gravity cancel down sig. What a risky play, but it pays off. Gets back onto the stage and gets the damage for it. Has brought Cutie into yellow, but is still slightly behind. Gravity cancel side sig. Cutie just waits it out, waits for the end of the animation and gets the neutral light.
There is a weapon spawn on the stage. Cutie could choose to go over to the spear. No, he maybe wants to finish this one up with the bow.
Side sig came through, doesn't punish that side sig. Neutral sig gets punished. Nothing after the down light, but Vasina's still taking on the damage. Kaya's high defense, but I'm telling you, side sig at this point, like right there at the side of the stage, that could be it for Cutie's stock. Is Cutie gonna get another nair off the top?
He's trying to. He saw him just go for it. He wants it. The way Vasina's playing.
There's a side sig.
Still not enough, though.
Almost knocks out. I mean, he was orange when that connected with, right? And it's one of the few.
Oh, that's going to do it.
It's one of the few ranged signatures guitars have on any character in the game. It's so fantastic.
Yeah.
You don't have to travel with it when you throw it forward. You throw the dagger. You get that momentum forward with it. And with such high force and such high strength on the signature alone, it's fantastic with that comeback potential. Great side stick from Cutie, the second one that we've seen him hit this game. And now it's last stock situation with Vasina having his back against the wall. He's trying to bring this to a match point game 5.
Now, I'm glad you bring that point up of the side signature because, like, we talk about a lot of times, like, how signatures are good because they have movement. But movement is not specifically always necessarily the best thing, or movement good, no movement bad. It's not that simple because this is such a perfect example of that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, guitars, when they're covering to the side, you move with the weapon, right? And so that's why it's really unique to have that option. But that side light,
oh, dude, he's taking him apart.
Yeah, Vasina is, okay, has an opportunity. No recovery there. Cutie gets hit by 1. Vasina gets the landing. Double recovery on 3rd. Tries to go for it. Neutral light recovery. That's so much damage.
Dude, Cutie cannot land.
Cutie cannot land at all. And he goes right back in the air, but he's having that landing problem. All right. Roles are reversed here. Can Vasina get back on the stage? Oh, he jumps he double jumps slowly around the down sig there. Fully charged from Cutie. Doesn't get hit by that. That would have certainly been doomed for him. And he haymakers through the mammoth. The recovery hits. Cutie doesn't have the stock yet, but the Sarah will do it. And Vasina is out at 33rd. Cutie with the 3-1 win, getting into the elimination side of top 32.
The swap over to the Caspian, honestly, it had more juice in it than I thought it would.
Yeah.
He did much better with that Caspian, and it wasn't, again, just that, like, quote-unquote cheesy side signature gameplay. There was a lot of it. There was a lot of it. But he also did a lot of damage with his guitars, not so much with the gauntlets. I hope we get to see damage numbers at the end of the game to see the split somehow between Vasina.
I don't think gauntlets